Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hivemind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Another one bites the dust, folks. Another one bites the dust. One of the most popular videos that I made a long time ago, well, I guess a couple months ago, not really a long time ago, was covering the story of when Kamala randomly showed up at a Florida diner and essentially without warning turned it into a political event. Of course, Democrats operating under their understanding that any minority business is of course going to support Democrats and their causes. Turns out Venezuelans don't play that game. And not only was the community unhappy with Kamala coming unannounced to that restaurant in their community, but the restaurant owner himself specifically said Kamala is not welcome here and banned her from the restaurant. And so it continues. Democrats getting BTFO'd, especially in the current political landscape, but this time Andrew Cuomo getting banned from not only one restaurant but multiple all across New York. Restaurant owners are banding together to say Nipple Ring Cuomo is no longer welcome in their New York restaurants. And good on you guys, seriously. That's exactly how you take it to these politicians in a non-violent manner. This is how you leverage and send a message against these crony actors and their draconian ways. The people have had enough. They've had enough of Democrat incompetence, Democrat elitism, and the abysmal leadership within Democrat strongholds. And so I gotta update you guys on all of this. We're gonna talk about Andrew, and then we're gonna segue into some other states, of course, and just talk about, once again, do-nothing, derelict Democrat leader incompetence, on a topic I plan to cover for years ahead. But before we get into any of it, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. Of course, we are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers, so support this channel as well as other independent political commentators out there. A bunch of us have been hit really hard over the last couple months. Now with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. Alright, so here you go guys, straight from the post-millennial. New York restaurants ban Governor Cuomo. Yes. He can eat at some shitty roadside diner outside of Albany. Struggling restaurants in New York City have banded together to enact a ban against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo from dining at their premises following his coup lockdown measures in the city. He can eat at some shitty roadside diner outside of Albany, but he will not be served anywhere in New York City, known universally as the world's greatest dining destination. If he has to use the restroom, he can go pee on my street corner, said bar owner Larry Baird, reported the Coney Island blog. Numerous members of the Facebook group NYC Restaurants Open, which is mainly made up of restaurants and bar owners, have come out in support of a lifetime order banning Cuomo from being served at all New York City's establishments. Completely schizophrenic behavior. How they're coming up with these rules is beyond any logical reasoning, said one group member according to the blog. Struggling restaurateurs have been forced to provide outdoor dining in the middle of winter after Cuomo shut down indoor dining in New York City on December 14th, a significant reversal of the city's reopening. The New York Times described the lockdown as a crushing blow to the city's restaurant industry, a vital economic pillar that has been struggling all year in the face of pandemic restrictions and a national recession. And look folks, I'm warning you now, it's probably the last time, or one of the last times that I'll warn you because it's right around the corner. There is something very serious brewing within the markets. This whole thing was orchestrated. The elites are trying to cause a recession. There's a reason the mega wealthy are pulling out of the markets. You'd think, oh wow, the stock market's at an all-time high. Then why are all the wealthy elites pulling out and holding on to cash? Why would they be doing that? Because it's an entire orchestrated plan with politicians in the pocket to create another recession, to put you out of business so the elites can come in and buy up the whole world. That's what this whole thing is about, and that's what Andrew Cuomo has been signed onto since the start. He's had various scandals in the early days of the coup pandemic of creating a different rule set for the mega elite, the wealthy, and their businesses in respect to the small mom and pop and retail shops on the street. You folks better wake up because something serious is right around the corner. Some businesses are okay while others are left to rot. It just doesn't make any logical sense. And to what gain? California, with some of the most strict mask mandates and lockdowns, is experiencing one of the biggest second spikes in the middle of those exact restrictions. And who's benefiting? Is it the random mom and pop shop that's gotta sell everything and eventually will go bankrupt? Or is it the mega wealthy who are just getting richer and richer and richer and absolutely loving it? Regular businesses are shut down while Gavin Newsom and the businesses that he owns, I believe he owns a winery if I'm not mistaken, are operating business as usual. You need to wear a mask, you can't go to the restaurant, you can't do this, you can't do that. Gavin Newsom is doing all of those things. It's complete hypocrisy. Let's keep going into the hypocrisy of California. Overdoses kill 621 in San Francisco thus far in 2020. The COOF killed about 173. If this doesn't convince you that it's just about elites and their agenda, then I don't know what will. The Democrats pretend as if lives matter so much to them. Black lives matter. Every life matters. The COOF, oh my god, President Glorf is responsible for 300,000 lost lives. We can't lose a single person because of the COOF. It's all Trump's fault. Where's the outrage when it comes to the opioid crisis that the president's been trying to attack? There's one distinction here, folks. The COOF pandemic? Who benefits from the perpetuation? Of course, we know it's big tech. But more importantly than that, the big picture, big pharma. Big pharma stands to make billions off of vaccines as well as other treatments. What about the opioid crisis? All of these overdoses, all of the people who are becoming opioid addicts, starting off with the pill bottle. Who stands to benefit if government officials start to go after them? It's definitely not big pharma, I'll tell you that one. It's the people. And so once again, politicians work for the interest of the global corporate elite over the people. They don't work for you, folks, and you better wake up to it and wake up to it quick. I'll give you guys further proof of that exact notion. How long did the Democrats refuse to sign on to COOF stimulus relief? Months and months and months and months. It still hasn't passed, and they were supposed to pass it before the election. At least Nancy kept saying she was gonna do that, but we know what the truth was the entire time. Even she admitted it. Look at this story right over here. Schumer predicts House and Senate will vote today on $900 billion COOF relief package after senators strike a late night compromise. And so Chuck Schumer is probably going to be celebrating in the streets once again without a mask. We did it, folks. We took on Mitch McConnell and the GOP and we delivered for the American people. Yeah, right. Bernie Sanders was literally just on CNN, or what was it, MSNBC, one of those dorky networks, saying that they should have signed on to the $1.8 trillion deal. The last deal was double the size of this one. Double. The Democrats refused to sign it, and now they're stuck with half of the COOF relief package that they initially could have gotten if they weren't such deplorable political operatives instead of being the public servants that they should be. There's just too many coincidences in relation to this whole thing. I mean, just look at this map right over here. Mainland China has a total of 210 cases. That's the origin of the issue itself. They've infected the entire globe, and somehow, coincidentally, magically, the EU and the US, their main competitors, are the biggest affected. I don't want to be some theorist or anything, but man, is this whole thing fishy. The timing, the way it's playing out, the way politicians are taking advantage of it, the way multi-billion, trillion-dollar industries, and of course the corporations that rule them, are seeming to benefit at your detriment. We're over here within our own domestic little bubbles, fighting each other, going after each other over this and that and little tit-for-tat BS in relation to these overwhelming issues. Meanwhile, quietly behind closed doors, the mega elite in China are benefiting beyond belief. There's something going on here, folks, and people need to stop focusing on the petty and focus on the big picture. These politicians don't have your best interest at heart, and it's about time for people to start waking up to what's going on, the bigger picture, and to start talking about the serious issues at hand. Whether or not to wear masks and this and that is not the serious issue. That's just the distraction from the actual macro level of this entire thing. Or, you know, I guess there's also this option where Joe Biden says, in 1 month, we begin to heal. Maybe Joe Biden getting into office, if he ever does, will just magically make racism and the COOF and everything else just go away, right, folks? You know, he also said he was going to cure cancer.
If I'm elected president, you're going to see the single most important thing that changes in America is we're going to cure cancer.
So I guess time will tell. But that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. You must be subscribed to the channel if you want to support us here. Of course, support other independent political commentators out there as well. We've all taken a big hit except for a couple. But now, of course, I got to get back to work. There's a whole load of hypocrisy that must be exposed on a daily basis. You guys know the drill. It's a daily gig, so I'm going to get to that. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.